The 1970s were a time of color and chaos. The world was changing, and music was the heartbeat of that change. As disco balls spun and bell-bottoms flared, the rock scene was alive and kicking. It was an era of experimentation and rebellion. Bands like Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd were pushing boundaries. They were crafting sounds that were both raw and refined. The electric guitar was a symbol of freedom, and rock concerts were gatherings of the like-minded. People came together to lose themselves in the music. Radio stations played anthems that defined the decade. From stadium rock to more intimate acoustic sets, there was something for everyone. The 70s were a melting pot of influences, blending blues, folk, and even classical elements into rock. This was just the beginning. The seed sown in this decade would sprout into various subgenres, each with its own identity. The 1970s set the stage for a musical revolution that would echo through the coming decades. Classic rock became the soundtrack of a generation. In the 1970s and 80s, bands like Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones, and Queen defined the genre. Their music was powerful and timeless. It spoke to the spirit of the age. Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven became an anthem. The Rolling Stones' Satisfaction captured the essence of youthful defiance. Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody was a masterpiece of complexity. These songs were more than just hits. They were cultural milestones. Concerts were larger than life. Stadiums filled with fans, waving lighters and singing along. The energy was electric and the sense of community was palpable. Classic rock was not just music, it was an experience. The instruments played a crucial role. The electric guitar, bass, drums, and keyboards created a sound that was rich and full. Solos and riffs became iconic. Classic rock laid the foundation for future generations of musicians. In the mid-1970s, punk rock emerged as a raw, unfiltered force. It was a reaction against the polished sounds of mainstream rock. Bands like the Ramones, Sex Pistols, and The Clash led the charge. Their music was fast, loud, and often political. Punk rock had a DIY ethos. Bands recorded albums in garages and basements. They played in small clubs and bars, bringing music back to the streets. The fashion was as rebellious as the music. Leather jackets, ripped jeans, and spiked hair became symbols of the movement. The Ramones' Blitzkrieg Bop was a call to arms. The Sex Pistols' Anarchy in the UK was a declaration of defiance. The Clash's London Calling was a commentary on social issues. Punk rock was about more than just music, it was about making a statement. The impact was immediate and far-reaching. Punk rock inspired a generation of musicians and fans. It broke down barriers and encouraged individuality. The legacy of punk can still be felt today, in music and beyond. The 1980s saw the rise of glam metal. It was loud, flashy, and unapologetically over the top. Bands like Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, and Poison dominated the scene. Glam metal was all about excess. The hair was big, the clothes were extravagant, and the performances were theatrical. MTV played a significant role in the popularity of glam metal. Glam metal was a celebration of excess, and it left a lasting impact on rock music. In the early 1990s, grunge emerged from the shadows of Seattle. It was a stark contrast to the glam metal of the 80s. Grunge was raw, introspective, and unpolished. Bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and Soundgarden led the charge. Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit became an anthem for disaffected youth. Pearl Jam's Alive was a powerful statement of survival. Soundgarden's Black Hole Sun was a haunting reflection on darkness. Grunge captured the angst and disillusionment of a generation. The fashion was as understated as the music. Flannel shirts, ripped jeans, and combat boots became the uniform of grunge fans. The focus was on authenticity and emotion. Grunge rejected the excesses of the 80s and embraced a more grounded approach. The impact was profound. Grunge brought rock back to its roots. It stripped away the gloss and focused on the raw power of music. The movement was short-lived but left a lasting legacy, showing that rock could be both powerful and introspective. The turn of the millennium brought a digital revolution. The way people discovered, consumed, and shared music changed dramatically. Platforms like Napster and later iTunes and Spotify transformed the music industry. Rock music, like all genres, adapted to these changes. Bands started to release music online. The rise of social media allowed for direct interaction with fans. This democratized the music scene. independent artists could reach global audiences without traditional record deals. The digital age brought new opportunities and challenges. Linkin Park's hybrid theory was a product of this new era. Their blend of rock, rap, and electronic elements resonated with a digital-savvy audience. The band's use of technology in their music and marketing set a new standard. The digital revolution also affected live performances. Virtual concerts and online streaming became popular. Fans could experience live music from anywhere in the world. This era redefined what it meant to be a rock star and expanded the reach of rock music. Led Zeppelin is often hailed as the greatest rock band of all time. Formed in 1968, they quickly rose to fame with their powerful sound and dynamic performances. The band's lineup included Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, John Paul Jones, and John Bonham. Stairway to Heaven is perhaps their most famous song. It starts with a gentle acoustic melody and builds to a powerful climax. The song's complexity and emotional depth captivated audiences. It remains a staple of classic rock radio. Their live performances were legendary. Jimmy Page's guitar solos were mesmerizing. Robert Plant's vocals were powerful and emotive. John Bonham's drumming was thunderous. John Paul Jones's bass lines were the backbone of their sound. Together, they created magic on stage. Led Zeppelin's influence is immeasurable. They inspired countless musicians and bands. Their music transcends generations. The band's legacy continues to grow, cementing their status as titans of classic rock.
Nirvana exploded onto the scene in the early 90s. Their music defined a generation and brought grunge to the mainstream. The band's lineup included Kurt Cobain, Novoselic, and Dave Grohl. Raw sound and emotional lyrics resonated with fans worldwide. Smell like Teen Spirit. The song's riff is instantly recognizable. Its anthemic chorus captured the angst and disillusionment of the youth. Kurt Cobain's voice was a raw and powerful expression of emotion. The band's success was meteoric. They went from playing small clubs to headlining major festivals. Their music were iconic. The image of Cobain's shirt singing into the camera became emblematic of the grunge movement. Nirvana's impact extends beyond music. They were a voice for a generation. Their songs had issues of alienation, depression, societal expectations. Nirvana's legacy continues to influence musicians and fans alike.
Linkin Park emerged in the early 2000s with a unique sound. They blended rock, rap, and electronic elements. The band's lineup included Chester Bennington, Mike Shinoda, Brad Delson, Dave Phoenix Farrell, Rob Bourdon, and Joe Hahn. Their debut album, Hybrid Theory, was a massive success. In the end, became one of their most famous songs. Its blend of rap verses and a melodic chorus was innovative. The song's introspective lyrics resonated with a wide audience. Chester Bennington's vocals were a powerful blend of intensity and vulnerability. Linkin Park's use of technology set them apart. They embraced the digital age, using online platforms to connect with fans. Their music videos were visually stunning and often featured cutting-edge effects. The band was at the forefront of the digital revolution in rock. Their influence can still be seen in today's music. Linkin Park bridged the gap between traditional rock and modern music. They showed that rock could evolve and incorporate new elements while staying true to its roots.
Rock music has always mirrored societal shifts. Each era of rock reflects its time. Classic rock spoke to freedom and rebellion. Punk rock reflected disappointment. Grunge addressed alien and authenticity. Rock music reflects the time. It's truth to power. Rock fashion makes
Rock music's legacy is vast and enduring. It has influenced countless genres and artists. The spirit of rock, its rebelliousness, its authenticity, its power, continues to inspire. Rock music has left an indelible mark on culture and society. The future of rock is ever evolving. New subgenres and styles continue to emerge. The digital age has opened up new possibilities for musicians and fans. Rock music will continue to adapt and thrive. Its core essence remains the same, even as it evolves. The influence of iconic bands like Led Zeppelin, Nirvana, and Linkin Park will continue to be felt. Their music and legacy will inspire future generations of musicians. Rock music is not just a genre, it is a way of life. Rock's journey is far from over. As long as there are voices to be heard and stories to be told, rock music will endure. It is a testament to the timeless power of music and its ability to connect us all.